With only 2 years left to the 2027 general election, the country is experiencing a political landscape shift, with the reports from the Nation dailies hinting on the possible coalition so far as we head to 2027. With a lot of behind-the-scenes political developments, with actors shopping for parties and coalitions that could determine Kenya's future leadership, from secret meetings to public endorsements, the chessboard is set and moves to secure the high table are underway. Political heavyweights like President William Ruto, his predecessor Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, ODM's Raila Amolo Odinga, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and NARC Kenya's Martha Karua are playing high-stake games of coalition building, setting the stage for a major political battle. Political analyst Peter Kagwanja says 3 political camps are already taking shape ahead of the 2027 general election. UDA brigade led by President William Ruto, Kalonzo Musyoka's Azimio, and rebel group from UDA led by Rigathi Gachagua. This is what Peter Kagwanja says, and I quote, "The war drums for 2027 have been sounding since 2023, and the battle lines are beginning to emerge. 3 camps are now discernible. The obvious one led by the incumbent President William Ruto, the other by former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka in Azimio, and a rebel UDA group mainly from Mount Kenya region led by impeached Deputy Rigathi Gachagua. With Ruto betting on Raila's support, especially if the latter secures the chairmanship of AUC, already some members of the fractured Orange Party have thrown their weight behind Ruto's 2027 re-election bid, even as others continue to oppose and criticize his policies and vowing to deny him a second chance.
I am telling you that there are those of us who are fixated on power. There are those of us who are fixated on fixing this country. And there's a distinction. And I have not said that it is not possible, but I have said in the past, you know, we need to learn from the mistakes we made in the past. One of the things that I have learned in the past, I'm beginning my 8th year as SG in February of this party. One of the things we've learned in the past is that we have a responsibility to advise our leaders. And the beauty with the party leader Raila Odinga is that he always falls back to his troops to advise him. And he listens to the advice. The advice that we failed to give in 2018-2022 was that you were associating with a government that was extremely unpopular, and that we were going to end up carrying the burden of incumbency when indeed it was not our government. This is the exact same situation that we find ourselves in. But the responsibility on the people who believe in ODM, who believe in the values of this party, is to not make the same mistake we made last time by keeping quiet and saying, oh, let us just keep quiet, this thing will work out. It did not work out. We are not going to make the same mistake. We have a responsibility to say, and I've said it here, it doesn't matter if you are not performing as an incumbent, if you are doing the things that this government is doing, it doesn't matter who supports you. You will still come up short. And I've given you the example of what we did last election. We had a coalition of 26 political parties, including a sitting president. We still came up short, Trevor, because we did not address the issues of the people. And the incumbency, the presidency, all those things that were happening, including the bodies showing up in Rivayala, the state of the economy, the demolitions, all of those things, we ended up carrying that burden. And I'm telling you, for as long as I'm SG of ODM, I am sworn to give proper advice to my party leader. I cannot go to Bungoma and be told by the people who supported Ruto that they no longer see him as somebody they can support. Then I come and report the opposite. I am not helping my party leader.
Does the organization by Gladys Wanga mean supporting President William Ruto come 2027?
We are preparing ourselves and strengthening ourselves to capture power come 2027. We capture power either as an individual party or as a coalition of parties. In 2013, we had CORD. When we didn't succeed with CORD, we reorganized it and became NASA. When we didn't succeed with NASA, we reorganized it and became Azimio. We were just about to succeed. And in 2027, we are going to reorganize ourselves and become something else that will take us to power. We are not talking about the reorganization now, but I can assure you, that we are going to reorganize ourselves to capture power.
According to Jubilee, Jubilee mentioned Matiang'i and Natembeya as their preferred candidates for 2027. But Matiang'i has his own political party, UPA. Does this mean that UPA will merge with the Jubilee, then field Fred Matiang'i as the presidential candidate come 2027?
Matiang'i ndio wanasema hako ndani ya Jubilee. Na yeye alifanya kazi na chama ya Jubilee miaka 10. Hao wakae na wale wengine. So we as a Jubilee party, we have our own candidate also called Matiang'i. Lazima mwanze kufanya registration, musukume maneno kwa watu na hatutaki vita.
But of late, we have had a recent development where Eugene Wamalwa's DAPK had a launch of their premises in Karen, Nairobi, that saw the attendance of former DP Rigathi Gachagua, former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, among other leaders. The duo promised to work together to see that they have outseated the current president, President William Ruto. Kisumu Senator Tom Ojenda recently hinted at the possibility of our President William Ruto fielding a running mate from ODM as part of the coalition agreement for 2027.
And I will tell you this, that Senator Sifuna will be advised by the party leadership.
Ojenda,
he has confirmed that he will be advised. He will be advised by Honorable Raila Odinga that, and I'm sure Raila, on 28th of February this year, Raila Odinga will become the CEO of the African Union Commission, AUC. He will win the election. He'll move to Addis Ababa. I will remain here with Sifuna here as the SG
to deal with him. And
he will be advised that the way we are going in 2027 is support President Ruto for a second term. ODM will be a major player. I think the coalition agreement may include a possibility of having a deputy president from ODM. I think then we can have position shared between ODM and UDA for 2027.
What happens if
that will be a working, that will be Professor Kithure Kindiki, of course, is squarely in government. I think that will be a negotiation that will happen at the point, because there are various, government is big.
Anything is possible in politics with only two interests usually playing in politics: the factor of interest and the factor of betrayal. The political interest of ODM and UDA currently align, with Raila chasing for AUC chairmanship, where he faces a stiff competition from Djibouti, with President Ruto trying to pull all his cards to say that Raila Amolo Odinga gets to win that AUC chairmanship. Will Raila secure the seat? And what will happen if Raila Amolo Odinga loses the AUC chairmanship? It's only the first month of 2025 and the political heat or political temperatures in the country seem to rise. What do you expect as we head into the month of February and into the year of 2025? There will be early campaigns, with Matiang'i hinting on leaving his job at the World Bank to come and prepare for 2027 election. Then there's gonna be a huge battle for who will outsit the president. According to me, the duo can only work in one way. If we'll have only one candidate facing William Ruto, then he can be guaranteed a huge vote from certain regions of the country, with President William Ruto having lost the mountain, having lost the western region that is quickly following George Natembeya, and also the lake is not a guaranteed support, with the likes of Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna not yet aligning with the needs of the president. Babu Owino vowed he will not support the president, but he can only support Raila Amolo Odinga.
You can only serve one master at a time. And I'm serving my master, who is Baba, and Ruto is not my master. I can never serve him. I will never serve him. I'm not a frivolous person. I'm not a fickle person. I'm not an irresolute person. That is why I'm telling you that I will serve Baba with all my body parts and organs. Baba is my leader. Baba has done a lot for me. Baba has made me a member of parliament. When I was at the University of Nairobi, Baba was my friend. Baba is my father. Baba gives me a family advice, a fatherly advice. Baba treats me like his own son. Therefore, I will never, and I'm telling you this and I'm pointing heaven, I will never ever support Ruto. Never ever support Ruto. I can only support Baba, and I will ever and forever support Baba. That is my leader.
Will ODM divide come 2027, or will ODM stand as a house, as a unity, and support who and whoever Raila will endorse come 2027? And will Raila keep his end of promise to support Kalonzo Musyoka for his presidential bid? For Kalonzo Musyoka supported him in 2022. With Rigathi Gachagua becoming a hitter to the president, his house became a beehive of activities early this year, with a number of leaders visiting him. He also met with Martha Karua at her residence, and this is what is sparking more conversation. Will this duo work together come 2027? These are some of the developments that have been happening in the Kenyan landscape politics as we head into 2027 election, with the race to replace President William Ruto on the rise. Let's converse in the comment section. Between William Ruto, Fred Matiang'i and Kalonzo Musyoka, whom will you vote for? And between Kalonzo Musyoka and Fred Matiang'i, who is fit to take on William Samoei Ruto? My name is Amovali Derek. This has been the Political Spotlight.